I'm Nadia Ely, and welcome to today's discussion around grid resiliency and its overall impact on Dominion Energy's grid transformation plan. The mission of this podcast is to increase awareness about this plan, which aims to safely, reliably, and affordably shore up and improve our existing infrastructure and systems to equip them for the grid of the future. Each month, we'll explore the purpose of various grid resiliency programs and initiatives that play a role in making up the greater GTP. One of those programs is main feeder hardening. To educate us on the significance of this initiative, our electric distribution program manager, Stephen Dulin, and manager of grid resiliency, Tickle. Thank you for being with me. All right, Stephen, I'm going to start with you today. Please describe in detail for us just what main feeder hardening is.
Sure, absolutely. Dominion Energy always strives to provide excellent reliability to all of our customers. So our engineering team went in and studied all of our existing circuits and identified which ones were in need of some improvement. So the goal of our main feeder hardening program as a whole was, when it initially started, is to reduce the number of outages on the circuits that they identified as problematic, while also reducing the restoration times when we do have outage events in our service territory. So to accomplish this, we created new engineering standards, which account for higher wind and ice loads. And ultimately, these standards will aim to prevent poles from breaking when the storms do come through, or we have, some other type of outage event. Ultimately, we won't be able to eliminate all the outages when the storms roll in. However, when we have a tree come down during a storm, we want the cross arms to fail before the pole fails, because these damages can be repaired much quicker than a broken pole can. So all of our main feeder hardening projects will be built to these new standards in the field. A lot of times when we're out meeting with customers or sending some letters out or receive some calls or speak with customers face to face, and we get asked, what do some of these new standards consist of? So just real quickly, a few of the new standards would include installing higher class poles, meaning thicker, taller poles, which will be set deeper in the ground, 10-foot fiberglass cross arms, which replaces our old standard of 8-foot wood arms, and additional protective devices and circuit ties will also be installed, which will help us isolate damages during some of these restoration events. Another large component of the program will also be tree trimming. Just going through and trimming trees will also help prevent additional damages during some of these storm events.
Thank you, Stephen, for that overview. Aaron, what are the most notable goals of the main feeder hardening initiative, and how does it contribute to the overall success of the larger grid transformation plan?
Yeah, thank you, Nadia. I think everyone understands our society relies on electricity more and more in what seems like every aspect of our lives. More folks are working from home. There's a growing number of vehicles on the highway that are being charged. There's a growing presence of distributed energy like wind and solar on our system. And the demands on the distribution system and the way we need to operate it are much different than even was 5 years ago. And on top of that, it seems to be growing more complex. And then you have customer expectations that require us to raise the bar. And obviously, customers want to see fewer outages and shorter duration. And I think that's where the grid transformation plan is so important. We want to address needs of our customers and needs of the evolving distribution system as they exist today, but also for what it's going to look like in the future. And we want to do that in a systematic way that's well thought out and planned. And I think that's the goal of a grid transformation plan, keeping in mind the fundamentals of reliability and resiliency and security and cost. The main feeder hardening program is a significant part of GTP. And as Stephen described so well, we're targeting circuits that feed customers that historically haven't seen the level of service we would like. We're rebuilding to different standards, re-architecting and relocating circuitry in a way that keep lights on. And when those storms do occur and service is impacted to our customers, we're able to get the lights on more quickly and get folks back to their daily routines.
Thank you, Aaron. And Stephen, as these projects become more plentiful, what types of challenges do you anticipate or are you already seeing in the field, and how are you mitigating those challenges?
Ultimately, these are large projects that can span multiple miles. Some of these projects are even close to 14 miles long. So ultimately, we want to make sure to plan ahead and not get in a hurry on any of these projects to ensure we deliver a safe and reliable product. With projects this large, you're ultimately going to encounter some challenges on each one. Some of these challenges include permitting, also some local townships, municipality permitting. Field conditions are a large part. Sometimes those can hold us up significantly on certain projects, and unique design challenges as well. Dominion aims to be stewards of the environment, so we work very closely with our environmental team to allow plenty of time to ensure we are in compliance with all the environmental regulations, and we will not work any location until we have received all the appropriate environmental permitting. And for example, some of those locations require significant matting to work the poles without disturbing the soil. And we have actually had some areas that required archaeologists to perform surveys or actually even be on site while we are digging or setting poles, just to look for any type of artifacts that we may encounter on some of our historical sites that we're working in. Like many other companies and businesses, we have faced supply chain challenges with obtaining some of our material items for each project. It's getting a little bit better, but over the last year, we have encountered that on multiple projects. But overall, we have been and will continue to be successful in building our main feeder hardening projects in the field by planning ahead and communicating well as a team.
Great point, Stephen. Back to you, Aaron. What are the long-term benefits of this program to our customers, the company, and to the GTP?
One of the main short and long-term benefits of the program is just improved performance of the system and improved reliability, especially for those customers that historically have experienced less than desirable service. This work will make our system more resilient. The definition of resiliency is sometimes debated, I think, but to me, it means our system is able to withstand those difficult conditions. And when it does respond to trouble in the form of an outage, again, we're able to recover more quickly. So when we experience those major hurricanes or ice storms, we're able to reduce the duration of the overall event. That's very important. I think another long-term benefit is we're setting our system up for future change. As part of this effort, we install new line protection and sensor technology as other groups implement and have plans for new automation systems. And as we see more DER installed, this effort with main feeder hardening will allow us to have better visibility to what's happening on the system. And all of this together is just carrying out the mission of the grid transformation plan.
So impressive, all the programs and initiatives associated with grid resiliency and how it all fits together to benefit the greater grid transformation plan and at the end of the day, our customers. I'd like to thank Stephen Dulin and Aaron Tickle for their expertise and participation. Learn more about grid resiliency and the grid transformation plan at dominionenergy.com/grid improvement projects. Thanks for listening, and be on the lookout for future episodes where we'll more deeply examine each of these programs. I'm Nadia Ely.